welcome back to another video with Sign Builder Illustrated. We are live on the first day at the show floor at ISA 2024. We're here again with Nova Polymers. I'm sure some of you remember our video from Printing United last year. Today we have the director of the business unit for Nova Polymers, Tim Lloyd, joining us today. Tim, thanks so much for being here.
Alex, it's a pleasure. Welcome everybody.
So Tim is really on the cusp of a lot of new developments in the ADA signage realm. Of course, we detailed the Color Pro last year. It's a very innovative machine that basically standardizes the colorizing on ADA signage, takes all of the guesswork out of it, takes all of the labor-intensive training out of it, and we're really looking forward to the update, because I understand there's some news on the pipeline about the Color Pro.
Well, that's right, Alex. We've had a phenomenal success since we launched the Color Pro. And for those of you that might be a little bit unfamiliar with that, what it does, it actually does the ink tipping on top of all the raised letters of ADA signage. So it's a normal process that sign fabricators are used to using, whether it's screening or they might be doing tipping with hot foils. So what the Color Pro does for those customers and our customers is the ability to be able to tip in just 2 to 3 seconds. It only takes about 10 minutes to clean up, to change from one ink to another, but what you end up getting is a consistent flow of ink over all the raised characters as well as the larger pictograms. If you need to run it through a second time just to get color opacity, again, it's only 2 to 3 seconds. So what you're really looking at is a cost savings in material, but more importantly in labor, and it increases your production time to tip all those important ADA signs. So the new news that Alex referenced is that we're looking at coming out with a much larger unit than we have. So the present unit is about 14 inches across, 15 inches with the belt 14. So what we're looking at now is a 26 inch. So that way, customers that want to do a full sheet of Nova Polymer material can run the full sheet through the machine after they've painted it, and then it tips, and then it just goes to finishing. It's a great way to save a step. So that'll probably be coming later in this year.
Exactly, and people are already very excited about the time-saving element of the Color Pro.
Yes.
This is taking that to a really multiplied, pretty amazing level, to where you could run, like we were talking about before, if you had a client that's at a hotel, you could knock out 15 to 20 room numbers at one time and really speed up your process to a pretty substantial degree.
Oh, absolutely. You're 100% correct, Alex. When you think if you've got a job of 100 signs and it's taking 2 to 3 or even worst case 3 to 4 seconds to go through, think how fast you could do that run of signs to finish that. I mean, it's incredible. You could literally make the signs, paint them, and finish them in almost the same day. It's incredible.
Exactly.
Maybe even the same afternoon, depending on what paint system.
It sounds like the same afternoon would be very possible.
Exactly. It all depends on how the paint sets up. So we've got to be conscious of that.
Yeah.
But having said that, there's a lot of things that sign fabricators know to do with their experienced painters, that they can accelerate that process so the ink tipping can go right over the top. They can cut and finish the signs, and then before you can say how fast your nephew uses the apps on his phone, you can get those products out the door, and that makes all sign fabricators very, very happy.
Exactly, and Brad touched on this in our Printing United video, but it's worth reiterating that when it comes to colorizing these ADA signage, the old school way is squeegee. Using a squeegee, you have to get the exact pressure right every time, but the worst part of it is obviously the cleanup. And so the Color Pro machine really probably takes the cleanup to the easiest degree that I've seen in the market. And I know that's a huge plus for shop owners, because dealing with all that extra ink, dealing with, you need to have PPE sometimes to clean that ink.
Yes, definitely.
You've got to train people proper ways to dispose it. This takes all of that worry out of the owner's hands. And I think that's, obviously that's not insignificant.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And it also helps with one of the biggest challenges that we're running into now in the industry is finding a skilled labor force. I mean, obviously everybody was impacted during COVID. It changed really the way the sign industry now works versus the way it used to be. But some of the things that are communicated back to us from sign fabricators is the inability to not only find experienced screeners, but be able to train them and keep them before they leave.
Yeah.
And it's really a serious problem. I know that sounds kind of cliche.
Oh, definitely is serious. Definitely is serious.
Exactly, and that's where the Color Pro can really help customers, because it's really easy to train. We come in and we show everybody how to work it. There's just a few adjustments that have to be done, and even with cleaning it, like I mentioned earlier, only 10 minutes to clean it.
Yeah.
in a very safe environment with the proper PPE, of course, and then you can move right on to the next one. And you can literally train new employees very quickly and have that peace of mind as a fabricator that you can keep the quality and consistency of your production without having to worry about the fact that, well, if they left tomorrow, then what do I do?
Exactly. And the good thing is about all of that is that Tim and Nova Polymers have been positioning themselves as a bit of a thought leader in this ADA signage space. Of course, we've had videos in the past, webinars in the past. There's some articles. Your website is full of very valuable information. So if you're looking for a bit of a tutorial or you want to just learn a bit more about these, not only just the Color Pro machine, but everything Nova Polymers has to offer, of course, check their website out. We're also looking forward to your thoughts on the state of the ADA signage industry. We are here at the biggest sign show in North America. A lot of sign shop owners really don't get the opportunity to talk to the C-suite level people that run these companies. So Tim, if you could please just let us know kind of what you're forecasting in the ADA signage realm, maybe even broader than ADA signage. We just like to understand what you're thinking.
Well, thanks, Alex. Obviously, everybody knows ADA is never going to go away. And countries around the globe are taking on concepts that were originally started in the United States. Canada follows the United States specifications almost to the letter.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Oh.
So everybody sees the value of creating an equal opportunity process for anybody that is actually blind or has low vision. So we don't realize it in our day-to-day lives, but sign fabricators all over this floor and all over the North America are producing ADA signs. So as far as the need for it, you're going to consistently see that grow. Every public building, any like a stadium or a university,
hotels, hospitals,
exactly,
yeah,
all are required by law to have ADA compliant signage.
Even this expo hall right here needs it.
You can see it when you walk in, Alex. You're 100% correct, but people don't think about that. Even like Wilderness Lodge or an aquarium or the parking deck where you may have parked your car, visiting a theater play or something like that, all is required to have ADA signage. So there's always going to be a demand for it. The trick for fabricators is to be able to feel confident that the materials that they're putting out as ADA signage are, number one, 100% compliant, and number two, durable. The last thing you want is, especially in environments that are rough on things like higher education universities, where there's a lot of vandalism to these signs, the more durable and sturdy and graffiti resistant that you can make them.
That's a very good
or
point.
vandalism resistant is probably more to the point than graffiti.
Yeah.
This is where another concern that fabricators have. There's a lot of ways out on this floor that you can make ADA signs, but are they all as durable? That's what fabricators are putting in their attention, and they're paying real close to see how technology advancing or how companies like Nova are constantly re-innovating themselves and coming up with new material and easier processes that you can make these ADA signs. It's really an exciting opportunity when it comes to looking at any form of ADA signage.
Exactly, and I think a lot of people, it's not to discount just the fact that you can rely on the consistency of the machine. Like you were saying, not only with the training difficulties, but like with all these standards, everyone has to follow California standards. You're not going to have to worry about different shades of colors. You're not going to have to worry about misprints. This all handles that for you.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. The software package that we have specifically that Alex was referencing actually has all the ADA specifications embedded into the coding. And it's so easy to use that if a designer at a sign fabricator is making up the sign, it'll actually tell that individual if they're going outside the federal standards.
Which is huge, because the last thing any sign shop wants to do is go through a production run and realize something is wrong.
Yeah, a redo is the worst thing in the sign industry.
Yeah.
Having to do a job over. But one advantage that we have over some of the other systems that really shows the value is that with our software, you can actually toggle a switch to California's Title 24 codes. Now, every state has the ability to augment the federal standards, but they can't take anything away. So as we would assume, California has specifics when it comes to braille and characters, height and distance that accent the existing federal standards. So we provide the opportunity of fabricators that they can literally, during the design phase, toggle in that if you're a sign shop, let's say in Chicago, and you're building a sign for California, you can actually toggle in California Title 24 codes and produce signs that are compliant to that area.
And so Tim, obviously you were speaking to me earlier about you have a very strong focus on innovation at this show. It's a bit of your recent mission statement. As you can tell from our discussions about the Color Pro, it's an extremely innovative piece. So can you please talk about what your company's focus is right now and how important innovation is to Nova Polymers?
Sure, Alex, thank you. We're very fortunate at Nova because we have a group of dedicated people that are passionate about innovation and challenging the standards of ADA. And what I mean by that is coming up with new and creative things for the sign fabricator that they can use in either the design phase or a practical application of how can you make ADA signs just incredibly impressive.
Yep.
So we are always innovating with new substrates. In the last 3 years, as an example, we've come up with 3 new substrates. We're going to be looking at introducing another new substrate probably in the fall this year, which will be so much easier for sign fabricators to use. The equipment we've already talked about, so we don't need to cover that and how it works. We have a complete system to make everything all the way up from the beginning of the concept design until practicality of painting of ADA signage that's 100% compliant. But Nova goes a step further. Nova wants to provide, at no charge at all, and we do this every month, free webinar education about the ADA design specification codes, where we cover all of the characteristics, braille, pictograms, and characters, but we also talk about installation. And this is so popular that we actually do about 3 or 4 additional webinars a month.
Okay.
Sometimes just for an individual design team, or I did an installation team at a sign fabricator, and they just wanted to talk about installation and brought up designs where we went back and forth. Now, all of that key information, including white papers, are all provided to anyone, whether you're a Nova customer or not, at no charge. We want to make sure that the sign industry continues to learn and benefit and grow from the innovative concepts that Nova creates.
And I think that's very important because that shows that Nova Polymers is really on the cusp of customer service, current day customer service, because these days people are expecting to learn how to use a product from the manufacturer.
Absolutely.
And they're expecting to be able to come to you for knowledge, and the fact that you are even willing to do one-off videos for one customer speaks to the level of dedication you have to your customer.
Oh, absolutely. Customer service at Nova is top of the mind. If there was ever a question or anything that was needed, pick up the phone and call. In this day of technology where everything is becoming more machine operated, you can't always say that sometimes.
Yes.
So this goes right back again to that gold standard of supplying customers with everything that they need, and customer service is such a key aspect of that.
Okay.
Education is such a key aspect of that. Quality materials, everything that Nova does. And basically you can't spell innovation without Nova. So
Perfect.
if there's ever anything we can ever do, please let us be happy to support you in any way we can.
And Tim, the industry is very grateful for resources like that.
Thank you.
You know that, coming to this show, you have hundreds, if not thousands of people coming to your booth, asking these questions, and now you can say, look, go to our website if you can, take notes, and get it right on the website. So it's really a perfect business strategy, and Nova's really, not everyone's doing that, so that's very impressive.
Well, we're spending the money and time and consideration, Alex, to recreate our entire website. So again, by late summer, we'll have a brand new website up that's going to be extremely user-friendly on the designer side and on the fabrication side. And you can go directly to the information you need, pull it off and move on, because we know, Alex, everybody's busy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Nova Polymers is here at the show again, demonstrating not only can they save you time, not only can they help you with hiring, not only can they help you save, increase your productivity because you are eliminating that cleanup time. This is really a machine that can have a drastic effect on the efficiency of the sign job.
Absolutely.
And so we appreciate Tim taking the time at the show today. Tim, have a great rest of the show. We hope things go really well for Nova Polymers.
My pleasure. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks,
Sign Builders Illustrated.